Okay.
So ready?
Ready?
Yeah, always ready. Born to ready.
Exactly. Let's
This
go.
is superstar born to ready.
Aw.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my podcast, StartUPeople, where we speak with entrepreneurs and other very interesting professionals about their business career and the stories behind their success.
Awesome.
And today it's not just guest. Today it's my favorite person.
Oh, you're my favorite person too.
I'm so happy to see you again.
Me
in
too.
person.
I miss you so much. I swear, it's been too long. I swear.
So it's really like touchable episode for me because it's not only my friend who became my best friend in Indonesia,
Aw.
as I can say it. Yeah,
Yeah, you can say that. I feel honored. Wow.
this is my teacher. This is really literally the first person ever who teach me Indonesian how to survive here. First time, my first year when I arrived and decided to live here, and it's all this way of adaptation, how to speak, how to acting. So it's not only about language, it's about a lot of things, how to live in the country. So was Lauren.
And you were a special student because I don't teach live, just you. Really, like for everybody else, I just offer my self-paced courses.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I thought you live, like we met on Zoom and everything.
Oh, so you don't have any like private students?
There were like a bunch of different times that I picked up like another student, but like the one constant was just you.
Wow.
Most of the time, I don't take live students.
I'm so honored that this is one of the students who takes this privilege. Yeah.
Only for Marina.
Learning Indonesian with Lauren personally private. So everyone just by course. I was on Zoom with this amazing teacher and person and girl and superstar and future celebrity world singer.
Oh my god.
This is secret, but we split a little bit.
Okay. It's a little secret. We're gonna
Little
get
secret.
to it
Maybe
a
we
little
will
bit.
come back to this on the second episode and we'll share one more crazy, awesome, just mantap gila story. But for now, I want to speak exactly about this is combination. Even I don't know how to tell about you. You're a blogger, you're a teacher, you're founder and the main teacher of your education platform. It's your like courses. So a lot of things which in you combine together and you translator and how's it correct?
Interpreter? Yeah.
On the conference, on the events, and you travel all over Indonesia and maybe somewhere overseas to hold conference and how that happened in English and Indonesian to understand people, the same people. So a lot of things in you one. And let's start from to make it clear. What was first? You became blogger influencer and after came your Indonesian career as teacher, or you start from teacher and as grounded as just rewarding part come your blogger life?
No. It's the first and foremost thing, and like the one thing that I will always define myself as is I am a translator.
Oh, okay.
And interpreter. I did not have a teaching background. I never once in my life pictured that I would be called a teacher or to become a teacher. You know, when I majored in English literature when I was in college, and then I graduated, and then I just became a freelance translator. My dream at the time was
We forget.
right. My dream at the time was to become a translator for novels and books. So what I did is I sent emails to every single publishing company, hoping they would hire me, but they didn't. You know, they just ignored me. And so I found a bunch of really random jobs. I became a translator for a thriller YouTube channel. And I opened like a Fiverr account, so I translate for random strangers on the internet. The thing with Fiverr is like it doesn't really pay much, right? And like I was really poor. And then one day to become a translator, especially simultaneous interpreter, where you go up to events and then you translate in real time, you get exposed to a bunch of different patterns because you have to constantly switch between languages.
Yeah.
English, Indonesian, English, Indonesian. I have to switch within minutes or seconds, and to switch between languages like that, you're bound to notice something. And these are things that I notice people don't really talk about, but they're really fascinating. And so I just started filming myself, and I just kept going, and it took off after a while. And then a marketing team approached me, being like, "Hey, Lauren, I think this is going to be a great thing. So, yeah, would you like to work with us? Like, instead of just making content, what if you develop a product?" And so they came up with this idea to set up a website where I can sell Indonesian courses, which curriculum I developed myself. And it's been going on for almost 2 years now.
But you first start create your courses, or you start from your TikTok reels about colloquial Indonesian, about how to start basic things about
Yeah.
Indonesian, or they come together?
So when I first started, I didn't think of monetizing it at all. I was just like, hey, I'm just a person sharing the knowledge that I'm exposed to. You guys probably would like to know. People loved it unexpectedly, and yeah, it was the marketing team's idea to monetize it. I just hopped along on the bandwagon, and it's been a career ever since. Once I started generating income.
You create this content on the social networks, TikTok reels, and a lot of things. They became viral, really. They became viral to help to promote your course, or just you start to do it for fun because still you have a lot of knowledges which you want to share.
I started with wanting to do it for fun, but then over time, as I went along, I started developing the courses, right? And then making content, I realized it's a really good source for building trust. So making content is not about generating views. It's not about gathering followers. It's about establishing trust with potential customers. Because if you have a brand, it's just a brand. People are like, okay, it's a thing. I don't know what it is. I don't care. But if the brand has a face, if the brand has a name, like the face and a name of a person that they can relate to. Like imagine if like my brand is not called Indonesian with Lauren, but like Indonesian Dynaco or something. It will feel less familiar. But if you establish this familiarity with your customers, they get to know you, they get to know who you are, they're convinced that you're not a fraud, and then you teach them little things over time that enhances their trust, this knowledge that like, oh, okay, this person knows how to teach. I like the way that this person teaches, so maybe I will like the product that they're selling.
Yes, exactly.
So that's what making content should be about if you want to make a living out of it.
Absolutely.
It's about
Absolutely.
trust.
Yes, and you have faith, and you became as a friend for some time on the social networks. People follow you, like start like step by step from little things. They got involved,
Yep.
and after think, okay, I want more. Let's check what is it. Oh, there is courses. Okay, I want more because I want, for some reason, some people need Indonesian who moving here, or they just want to learn one more language.
Yeah.
And thinking, wow, she is real person. She create content. We can see her. She became my friend. La 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 la. I like to see the things. Okay, let's buy. Yeah, it's a really good conception, like business conception,
Yeah,
which works.
it's the way that I see
And like suddenly, Indonesian with Lauren, exactly, social networks became so like bomb popular, so viral, and you became influencer unexpectedly, as I can understand now. So
Yeah,
and blogger life come into your life without asking.
I never thought that I was gonna get this big, to be quite honest. I tried to analyze it at some point. I'm the kind of person who always wonders why when something happens, because I just have to know why. When I first started, I thought that like, okay, this is just a language learning channel. Fine, I'm developing this product with my marketing team, and my marketing team, they also don't care about the number of followers. What they care more about is
Selling courses.
yeah, how many courses we sell. It doesn't matter how many followers that we have. But like this like influencer kind of like status and everything, I think one of the factors why it got really big is one, when I first started, there was absolutely no other platform on the internet that did the thing that I did. Teach Indonesian through English.
Exactly.
Everybody else on the internet was teaching English.
Yes.
Like it's a bunch of Indonesians who can speak English, and so they start teaching English to Indonesians. But nobody was teaching Indonesian to English speakers. So I was doing the reversal. And when I first got started, my friends, I get like a bunch of like friends. So some of them like had their own businesses and everything. They tried to talk me out of it. They're like, "Why are you teaching Indonesian? Who wants to learn Indonesian? Everybody wants to learn English. Who?" But then like I told them, they're like, no, you don't get it.
Yeah.
That is the selling point. There is a market that is completely untapped. That is a market that's completely untouched. So far, like when you want to learn Indonesian, the only thing that you can do is you have to find a language institute in your town or city.
Yes.
And then you have to walk up there. You have to go there, and then you just have to attend classes there every week or whatever. Nobody is teaching you Indonesian in this way.
True.
Easily accessible through your phone, through any digital device, wherever you are, doesn't matter. You can learn Indonesian even when you're like in Germany or when you're traveling to like London,
the world doesn't
all over the
matter.
world.
The location.
Exactly.
If you have some reason or some interest to learning Indonesian, you can do it online, and no one give it. No one gives this opportunity.
And
before.
then when my channel took off, right? It started getting more followers, like 20,000, 30,000. I noticed that there a few new accounts popped up. They were also teaching Indonesian with English.
But you was the first.
Yeah, that was the first. But what I see, when I see competition, I don't think of them as the enemy. I think of them as like a potential ally or people that I can learn from. So this might sound like a little creepy, but I monitor their accounts. So I would check out every single content that they put out. I would check out who's behind the account and everything, as much information that I can find. And what I realized is like even like over time, even as like a year passed, none of these accounts grew the way that mine did. So I'm not trying to gloat, by the way.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, so there has to be something that you gotta factor right here.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Right?
And?
Why do you think that is? I'm gonna ask you, alright? Okay, what do you think that is? If you have to guess, if you have to think about it. Why did mine grow and theirs didn't?
I can say by my experience, because you was very casual. Most people who start to learn someone, they pretended to be very serious teacher.
That's also true.
Yeah, and like our lessons start. And like
Super serious.
Yeah, super serious, strict, and you feel like, oh, I'm again at school. Here was very easy, and the first one, very easygoing, friendly style, and the second one, exactly useful things. You give what we need exactly right now for basic conversation from started. Because most of the people start from their so far point, from deeply grammar, from so wise thoughts. I don't know their thoughts. I don't
And
know.
you're like, whoa, this is too much.
I just need to go to the shop and buy the stupid kilapa. That's it. How I can make it?
Yeah.
I just want to say my name is. That's it.
And I don't know why, but I've gotten a lot of attacks because of this. But another thing that I noticed, there are some people out there who genuinely think that the only kind of Indonesian that we have to teach foreigners is formal Indonesian.
Yeah.
Like very, very formal.
Like literal high level. Yeah.
And it sounds like, they would attack my DMs, find my WhatsApp somehow, and then like attack my WhatsApp as well, and attack my emails.
Say that you do wrong way.
Yeah, they said that like what I'm doing is an abomination, is a disgrace to the language, because what we should not be preserving the language that we speak now. We have to preserve like the original form.
But you don't speak this one.
Exactly.
And if I learn it, I will never understand what people reply me or what they tell me, and they won't understand me if I will speak in so high level language. You go to buy coconut, they will say, girl, from where are you?
It's like you're
from
speaking.
Last century.
It's like you come to America and then you speak like you're in some Shakespeare play.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe some people would understand you, but they're like, "Why are you speaking
You're
like
so
that?
Weird. From where are you?
You sound weird." Yeah, that's exactly how it is. So like, I want foreigners when they learn Indonesian, I want them to be able to communicate and blend in with the people, feel like they belong.
Normal people with normal
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Like we speak on the street, like street
Yeah.
language. Yeah.
I had a debate one time with a guy. I don't even remember his name, but he's old. He's like around 50 years old. I don't know who he is, but he's just old. That's what I know about him. And what he said to me is the reason why he thinks bule or foreigner should only learn formal Indonesian is because we have to be able to differentiate which ones are bule and which ones are actual Indonesians. That's the reason. So like he doesn't want like a bule to speak like a local.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why are you gatekeeping our language? Why don't you want people to communicate? Isn't it better if we can communicate really well with one another?
But even if we learn so formal Indonesian, so even it's not comfortable for local people communicate with us.
Yeah,
because
it makes them feel weird.
Yeah, because even for local guys, it's not comfortable to communicate in so high level. It still keeps in shape.
Yeah, I feel like these people, they're so stuck in what's ideal, in their ideals. They don't really care about the practicality in real life. In real life, when you go to a warung and you want to buy fish, the seller isn't gonna care about your ideals or anything. All they want is just to communicate. You're buying stuff, okay? Yeah, what do you want to buy? How do I communicate?
Yeah, I want to sell you. Tell how the price. Let's see.
Yeah, they don't care about like, oh, the future of our language, the ideals. We must preserve this and this and that. They don't care.
Yeah, but it's very interesting that you share the talk with guy, because I would never even thinking that in some guys of like locals that is make border between formal, informal, and don't allow foreigners, expat, bullets to learn casual way.
But this guy is not the majority, of course. I mean, there's very few people who are like this. Most people are super chill and they don't care. They just want to be friends with you, right? And but there's also other factors into the reason why my account grew and others didn't. But I don't know if you should broadcast this, because it might be a bit sensitive to some people. And this is a factor that I don't really share with when I come in front of a camera or during an interview. Sometimes from time to time, people come up to me and then they ask me, "How do I become like you?" Literally. I've been asked this question so many times by so many different people. How do I become like you? How do I make content? How do I get big? You know? And I factored in all the different reasons why I became this. You know, how I managed to make a living out of making content and the website and the courses and everything. And I feel like just in the context of Indonesia in particular, I think one of the factors why my account Indonesian with Lauren got successful is because one, conventional attractiveness. Because I noticed that like when a content creator is perceived as good looking, their account is more likely to grow faster. You know, I'm a young woman. Some people find me conventionally attractive. And so it's like they're more inclined to give me a follow. That's a factor, but that's not like the determining factor for success, of course. You know,
but it's just one of.
Doesn't matter how ugly or good looking you are. If you're good at what you're good at, then you're good.
Yes.
You know, but that's one of the factors. And another factor that I really absolutely never talk about is racism. Let me explain this, okay? And I'm not like generalizing every person out there. Some people are super chill, and I appreciate that. But some people, they would like send me DMs and messages and everything, being like, "Oh, you are the only Indonesian teacher I feel comfortable listening."
Okay.
Because you don't sound like an Indonesian when you speak English.
Okay.
You're not like other Indonesians, you're smart. I have literally gotten that message from multiple people.
Interesting.
So it's a factor where like
I can get about accent, about pronunciation, because of course your English is excellent. Being studying in US and your job that brings you always keep in shape to have excellent pronunciation English and make understandable for most of the people. We know that every country has a lot of accent, and sometimes it's sound weird, sometimes it's not comfortable to hear, to understand information. But another one about when they make some border about smart, not smart. This is an interesting point.
yeah, that's racism, right? I mean, I personally think that accents don't really matter that much, you know. It doesn't matter what accent you have as long as you can communicate great, you know. But to some people, some of the factors is like I feel some people perceive me as more familiar, and that's why they follow me because I speak with with an American accent. Like, and almost every single popular movie out there has an American accent in it.
Yes.
So you feel more familiar when you listen to it, right? And another factor is my name is Lauren, which is not the most Indonesian sounding name at all. The I in my entire life I have only met one other Lauren in Indonesia who is Indonesian. So that's interesting. I feel like
So most of the people didn't catch that you're Indonesian. They think that you're like from US. You came to Indonesia, studied somewhere at university Indonesian, and start to share Indonesian language being US.
yeah. And also another factor is I feel like some people think I feel safer and feel more familiar because I don't look completely Indonesian, which is also racist. But it's like it's a privilege that I acknowledge I receive, you know, from some individuals online.
It's very powerful insight, and you make big research about figure out why.
I'm just a sociopath. No, I'm kidding. But like I'm very observant. That's what I do. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna fit this all in like in your podcast. These are like very interesting information, but also very sensitive.
But it's very powerful if you're okay to share that knowledges because you really describe it and you, by your experience, you understand that it's why it works. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people.
Yeah. So I think my takeaway personally from all these experiences and the things that I observe happening around me is no matter who you are, you gotta factor in your privileges and disadvantages because
Yes.
everybody has that, right? And like these privileges are some things that sometimes you can't really control. You're just born with it. Maybe you're surrounded by it, and you just gotta just make sure you maximize all the opportunities that you can get from those privileges.
Yeah, and they come unexpectedly. You never expected that this is, I think, based on you will work on you and some against you.
Yeah.
But both bring you to popularity.
Yeah.
Both brings you, because I love haters. Haters always promote that.
Oh, I love haters.
Yeah.
They entertain me.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I get promoted because no one person who loves us have a minute to write nice comment on to press button of like, but hater always have time to hate and write it that they hate you.
No, they're helping the algorithm by a lot.
Yeah.
They spark debates. They start fights in the comment section, and I'm like, hell
And
yeah,
make
keep
popular.
going.
Yes, make us popular. Make us popular.
Thank you.
Thank you, haters. Same way. Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you for indulging in this topic. I rarely talk about this with anyone.
So now's the time finally to talk about that.
Yeah, very exclusive information.
But I think it's now you have so brave and so confident even with haters. But on the starting of your career, blogger life, it was sensitive for you, and you don't know how to handle it. Now you have a lot of tools by your experience, but on the beginning it was very touchable.
Yeah, I had a whole mental breakdown when my account started to take off because there was some really, really palpable, really clear, and like really sudden shift that happened in my life at some point. I forgot what the number of my what my following was, but at the point, a bunch of different things happened in a row within the span of just like a month, and they were really really weird events and experiences, and I spiraled. Basically, I had a mental breakdown. So there was a point in time where strangers started to recognize me in public. And I've always thought that like I'm just an educator. Who cares? I make content, sure. They go viral, sure. But I'm a teacher. Who wants to fawn over a teacher? Like, I don't have fans. Whatever.
You thought like that.
Who cares about a teacher? I mean, I'm not like out there posting like, pictures of me in a bikini and being like, hey, I'm hot. Literally all I do is just sit and talk to a camera about some Indonesian concept. But there was a point where I had like a bunch of really weird encounters. Like I had a flight and I sat next to this guy who would not stop asking me about where I lived. And he wanted to know if I had a boyfriend. And I tried telling him like, oh, I live in Jogja, which is my hometown. And then he was like, okay, yeah, but what street? What's the address? And I'm like, why do you want to know? But he kept pressing.
So a lot of stalkers come into your life.
Yeah, but that's not the weirdest things that happened to me. One of the weirdest thing ever that has ever happened to me was I get invited to a conference. The conference invited a bunch of content creators to just talk about their work, tips on making content, little things like that. And I spoke on the stage for like, just a little bit, And this was a conference where anyone can attend, but you have to pay to be there. And the price for a seat, it wasn't cheap. And mind you, there were like a lot of other panelists. Like the event was like 7 hours long, and I only spoke for 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. So I spoke, did my session, and then I went back to my seat. A guy, he walked up to me. He was Indonesian. And then he said, hi, Lauren. So I know this is going to be kind of weird, but my boss is a huge fan of yours. And he can't attend today because he just had surgery in Malaysia. So he sent me over here in his place to come talk to you. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of effort.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, tell your boss I said hi, that's really nice, whatever. I just try to be nice, appreciative, right? And then he said, okay, so my boss wants to video call with you right now. Can you? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, like, this guy sent his employee to a paid event.
Yeah, but
just
at least
to talk to me.
Yeah,
Sure.
online, yeah.
I'll hop on a video call.
Yeah.
I'll say hi to him.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay. So this guy, he's just like, he's very old, like American, And then he just started like fanboying, being like, oh my God, Lauren, I love you so much, Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, thanks dude, thanks for following me, like nice to meet you and everything. It was just a light, nice interaction. But then he started talking about how he owned a bunch of different businesses all over Asia, in different countries, basically like saying like, I'm super rich.
Yes.
And then he said, I have an apartment in Jakarta. When I'm in Jakarta, you should come over.
Oh, okay. So unexpected.
Mind you, I'm pretty sure this guy was like at least 40 years older than I was. Crazy. Creepy. Okay, but that's not the weirdest thing that happened. Do you want to know what's the weirdest thing that happened? When I was doing the video call with the guy,
Yes.
his employee, he took out like an iPad or another phone, I
Yeah.
forgot. And then he started like walking around me while taking a video, like doing a 360.
How you look like from all sides.
And then I asked him, dude, what are you doing?
Yes.
And then he was like, I'm so sorry, my boss asked for this.
I'm not like a doll.
I feel like a zoo animal.
Yeah.
Why are you doing like a 360 shot, like taking a video of me? It's like, what the hell? I'm not like some exotic animal, I'm a person.
Yes.
I felt like I was treated like an object. And another thing that happened to me was, this is gonna be kind of explicit, but whatever. You can decide to delete this or not, up to you. I went to Bali.
Yeah.
And I had a one-night stand. And it was fine, whatever. But then at the end of the night, when the guy was just about to like come home, he said, you know, one of the reasons why I was so excited to come here is the prospect of fucking an influencer.
Oh my god.
My friends are gonna be so stoked to hear this. And I just sat there like, what? You know how
Like
I felt?
celebrity hunter.
I felt used.
Used.
You know, I was just expecting like just a human interaction with like a
Yeah,
person.
we have
right?
emotional connection and you like have
Yeah.
understand because of that, but
Yeah, just like a
it was
normal
only like
interaction, but
tick
like,
because you're a celebrity
oh, you're a
influencer.
celebrity. I'll do it. Yeah. It feels weird, you know?
Yeah.
And all of these happen, like, you know, all these events happen within like the same month. And yeah, I've gotten like really weird encounters, and like sometimes it's kind of like I can even have like a moment of peace, you know. I would like be sitting at a cafe on my own, and like 5 people would just come up to me and be like, hey, can we take pictures, which is like, it's fine, but like sometimes you're just really tired, you just want to rest, you don't have the energy to be nice and smile and talk to people, but you know, you gotta be nice to them, right? They haven't done anything wrong to you and they love your work, so you gotta be nice to them, you know. But it's exhausting.
It still has a part about no one thinking before starting and dreaming to be influencer, to be popular on the social media, have
Yeah.
a lot of followers, because always part like where you have to pay back with your current life,
Yeah.
and no one never thinking that it will be and how to survive with it. It's very good that you share all these moments. I think it will be very unique for the listeners who thinking about that and then making them thinking one more time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Really, I want exactly this way to be popular, or maybe another way to choose another way.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's very contradictory. You won't believe me if I say this, but like, I don't really enjoy the fame. You know, fame is just like a side effect that comes with having a successful business. I mean, I love the business part. I love the fact that like I'm doing some things with people to contribute, you know, with the courses and everything and teaching online. But you know, the fame and like the weird interactions that I had with people, that's not something I enjoy. Sometimes I just want to be a person, you know.
Just live your life.
Yeah, just be normal. I'm just a person, man. Like, you know, yeah.
Do what you want, walking how you want without any preparation, without with started face, and that's okay because you're human.
Yeah. And I, I don't know. Like nowadays, I have to be like really careful when it comes to my dating life, because most of the time, people want to meet up with me or people want to get with me just because they think I'm famous. That I can give them some clout. You know, there was a guy who went out with me for a date, and then like afterward he kept asking me like, so when are we gonna do a collab? I think this is gonna be good for my channel. Like, when are we gonna do a collab? You know, and then I realized that like he only said yes to that date because he wants that
Yeah.
collab. He doesn't like me.
They don't
know?
care about you as person.
Yeah.
They don't care about your life, about your worries. They just need this is like collaboration tech.
Yeah, honestly, if he had just approached me being like, hey, this content creator, let's do a collab, I would have been just okay with that.
Just honest from the beginning.
Instead of like approaching me with like a date and then just wanting a collab afterward.
Again, use you.
Yeah, I just felt used, you know? Yeah. And I don't like mixing my dating life with like my work. It's just weird. So like, yeah.
Yeah, still when you came to vacation and just to relax, it starts like, oh, let's go there, let's do this, and it's again work coming. Because everyone thinking being an influencer, it's just like enjoy life. But example, you came to Bali for a few days and you don't sleep at all because being
Yeah.
influencer and have collaboration with the hotel and restaurants and not just enjoy life. It's about taking content, edit it, upload it,
Exactly.
and again, without sleep at all. So
I haven't slept in 2 days, by the way, guys.
yes, and we now record podcast, by the way. In one free evening, Lauren gave me time to share this experience.
Of course, it's you. It's Marina.
And also thank you for support me in my beginning career YouTuber. But still, I appreciate your time and your calm evening, because now time Karen can sleep at hotel, but no, she with me record one more time, one more
it's
podcast.
fine. Oh,
But I really love all these thoughts that you share, because it's very deep and wise and powerful for people to be known. Because not a lot of people, because most of the people who are successful, they hidden that part. Because
Of course they would.
yeah,
Of
it
course
was
they
the
would.
reason when they grow up and after what we'll say that we're disappointed. No,
Yeah.
but better to tell honest like you do all this negative moment during your journey.
No, I just have to be really cautious nowadays, which is not the most comfortable feeling. Because another thing that people would do nowadays is when I'm in public, they would, sometimes I get asked for pictures, whatever. Sure, I appreciate that, you want a picture? Sure. But like what I don't appreciate is like when people like see me in public, they don't really like talk to me,
Yeah.
but they just start taking pictures of me from the distance.
So they just record you. Oh, I have seen her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It makes me feel like a zoo animal.
Again.
I would rather that you come up to me and talk to me, or don't take pictures. You can stare, whatever, fine. Just don't take pictures.
It's about politeness.
It's weird.
Yeah,
And
just be polite.
Sometimes I'm like with my family and such, and like it's weird.
What's your family reaction, by the way, for all of that?
I feel like my dad, in particular, doesn't really know how to process it. He doesn't really process that sometimes, like, people get weird to me. The way that he sees it, I'm just his daughter. I'm just the same old Lauren that I've always been since the moment I was born.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proud. He doesn't really understand what I do for a living.
He don't understand what's happened, but of course he's proud.
Yeah. I mean,
But
like,
also his reaction about people come to you, they recognize you, they want to pick picture with you, and what in the mind of your dad at that
sometimes
moment.
like he would like try to. Sometimes he doesn't understand why I have to be so cautious all the time. I do like I take like safety measures to the extreme nowadays. Like I try to secure my passwords with like multiple like authenticator apps, and like when it comes to my address and where I am, like I don't post Instagram stories when I'm still there. I have to leave the place
Later.
first and then I post it later. He doesn't understand that. Sometimes he's like, just chill. It's fine. Don't think about it too much.
So it's about protection.
He doesn't understand it. He's just like, nobody cares. Oh no, people care.
Exactly now they care.
That's the thing. If people didn't care, I would be happy with that.
But still, your brother, he's famous too. So you like two celebrities in the family.
Ooh. My sister is also getting kind of famous on TikTok, which is really surprising. But she makes relationship content on TikTok.
Okay, so 3 children and 3 celebrities in the family.
Yeah, she just started. I think she has like 12,000 followers on TikTok now.
Wow.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's crazy. Even she is surprised. She has like several videos that has like millions of views.
Wow. Wow, great result.
Yeah, so she and her boyfriend are famous for making relationship content.
It's very popular, by the way, on the Indonesian market.
It is very popular.
Yeah, and all YouTuber which I can see became over the million subscribers about relation.
Exactly.
About relation with bule. Most of them successful.
Oh my god, that's true. Yeah, I've seen a few.
And I check, wow, how you made so subscribers? Why you have so many views? I check, oh yeah, relation with bule. Relation with bule, of course.
Speaking of relationship with bullets, sometimes it gets really creepy how people ship me with other people. So there's this guy. He's a friend of mine. His name is Fred. He's also a content creator, really successful one too. And I've collabed with him like twice now.
Ah yes, I know him.
Yeah. He's
From
the Swedish.
Swedish, yeah.
He's a Swedish guy. He has a girlfriend, by the way, and I really respect her. I've met her and hung out with her. She's cool, and respect Fred too. He's like my friend. But like sometimes people in the comment section and like in my DMs, they get really weird. And then they would be like, you and Fred would look so good together. Why aren't you together? And then
So nice
I'm
couple,
like,
no.
please don't say that. Please don't say that. He has a girlfriend. It feels so disrespectful, you know?
It's again about being so polite. So
Yeah.
respect in your comments.
Yeah.
And people, when they're online, they don't feel borders.
Uh-huh.
They just come into your life.
Exactly.
They
And
give you advices how to make relation, how to eat, how wake up, how look like.
And I feel like the thing about the internet is it gives you a sense of false closeness to people. So you look at a person on the internet and you feel like you know them. When in reality you don't. You've never met them, you never talked to them, but somehow you feel like you know them because they talk to you, right? Through your phone.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
follow their stories about like
Yeah.
your everyday routine life.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're so close and don't feel borders at
Yeah.
all.
And you start to develop this like theory in your brain about like, oh, so she's this kind of person, he's this kind of person, he's like this, he likes that, you know? And sometimes people feel like, oh, hey, I know what's best for you, so you should date this guy. When, in all due respect, you don't know me. You don't know us. You know? You don't know what me and Fred get up to. Literally, all we do is we would like walk around the city and do like the most random things. There was this one time that he was like, "Do you want to go see a fish?" And then we walk up to a hotel, and downstairs at the parking lot they had this huge pond, and it has like this like river monster from Africa.
Okay.
It was a fish so huge. It's longer than this table.
Oh my god.
And literally, like, the security guard saw us, and then he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" And he's just like, "We're just looking at the fish." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Literally, that's the kind of person we are. We do not have anything weird or romantic going on. It's just
This is the truth behind.
it's so
Guys,
random.
if you was interesting, how is collaboration going on?
Honestly,
That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, but okay. If we come back to your Indonesian courses, I'm curious about popularity. Who most of your students from which countries? And they are expat already here in Indonesia, so like we must learn, or it's still somewhere people overseas. They just curious about language.
what's crazy is my students literally come from everywhere. So many different countries. But what I notice is most of them, if we have to list by countries, most people who purchase the courses are from the Netherlands.
Netherlands,
And-
it's became
Yeah.
you
and-
have history.
yeah. And the second biggest customer base is actually the US.
US?
Yeah,
Wow.
you didn't expect that, right?
No. I was sure it's like CIS countries because most of the bullies expat who moved to live here, like Russian-speaking countries, I was sure them. No, but I would never expect it US.
So there's a bunch of factors behind the reason why it's the US. One of the factors is a series of universities, really big universities, like for example, Harvard is one of them.
Yeah.
Just started introducing Indonesian as an elective course, elective subject that the students can take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
And another thing that happened is there's a growing community of polyglots or people who would like to be polyglots. And when they try to decide what languages to learn, sometimes they pick Indonesian because they hear that grammatically Indonesian is one of the easiest languages to
Yeah.
learn. And it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
And another thing is there's a bunch of Indonesian descents who live in the US. So their parents or maybe one of their parents came from Indonesia, and then they were born in the US, you know. And then they, the parents got married and like
So
in the
they
US
have
and then they
Indonesian
had
roots and they
Yeah.
want to keep it.
exactly they have Indonesian roots, but they speak English and they don't speak Indonesian and they feel like they want to feel closer to their homeland, to their people, so they have to learn Indonesian. And
Interesting.
yeah, these people with Indonesian roots, they don't only exist in the US but all over the world, like every single country out there. And I've talked to some of them and like listened to their experiences and everything, and it's all so fascinating. And there's also like Indonesia is one of the fastest growing country in Southeast Asia, right? You know
Yes.
of this. And so every year we hire more and more expat workers, or like companies in general, not just Indonesians. We hire more and more expat workers, and also more and more business collaborations are established between Indonesian companies and foreign companies. And the thing that I love about Indonesians is we insist on using our language as a primary language above any other foreign language. Even if we speak English, we prefer speaking Indonesian.
Yes. But the fun things about Jakarta, people, it's like trend now. They speak half-half.
They speak half, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if someone, blogger whom I follow on the Instagram or YouTube, they always speak half-half. Of course, it's much easier for me.
So you
It's
understand?
very comfortable. I
Right.
love it. But I speak with a lot of my local friends here in Bali, local literally, and
They don't do that, right?
they don't like it because they say it's disrespectful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we have to keep our language clean and speak only Indonesian. But when this is like to look more fancy, people from Jakarta start to speak half-half.
Personally, I don't think it's fancy.
No, people with whom I'm talking, they say
Yeah.
it's like fancy. Maybe they want to look more cooler when they use half-half Indonesian and English. For me, it's good. Yes, I can say honest. If even sometimes I can speak half-half, most of the people on the street can say, "Ah, you're from Jakarta. You're working in Jakarta. You're expat from Jakarta." Say why? You speak half-half. I go, okay, guys, I just can't speak full Indonesian because my vocabulary not so full. So I use
Not so full.
and I use sometimes English words. So sometimes I use a lot of English words with Indonesian. So at least I can speak half-half.
It's good. You're learning.
Yeah, but
I
it's my way.
admire that.
It's my way of learning. But people from Jakarta, they make it like trend now,
Yeah.
and it's very funny.
Yeah. Also, and also another thing about why there's so many people who would like to learn Indonesian is if you go outside of Jakarta or Bali, not even Bali, like if you go outside of Kuta,
Yes,
yeah, practically nobody speaks English.
it's my life. It's my experience.
Right?
I don't live in Canggu. I don't live in Seminyak. I don't live in Kuta. I don't live in Sanur. I live in Denpasar, in the most hidden part of Denpasar,
Yeah.
Padang Sambian. So there is literally no one single person don't speak English. They even don't know thank you. One very kind woman from the Kilapa, she sells, it's like family business, they sell coconuts. She alone 1 year to reply me as she likes me, to reply me, thank you. And she do it so cute. She does it so sweet, so nice. She's so worried every time when she reply me like, thank you. And I know how it's take a lot of like, from her side.
I appreciate that though. She really, really wants to communicate with
She
you.
really want. And when I started more deeply like learning and based on the street life learning, communicate, speaking Indonesian, they were so happy. And every time I can speak with them more, like make some basic talk. And say, wow, finally you speak because we can speak English, so you can speak with us, you can
Yes.
share about your day, you can share about where you was, like some your life, and they're very happy. But they, exactly, I say one more time, they literally don't speak English at all. And
Yeah.
if you choose this area like I choose, you have to survive.
Exactly. Even in Jakarta, if you go outside of South Jakarta or Central Jakarta, nobody speaks English. Nobody. Or
Wow.
maybe they speak it a little bit, but they don't want to because it's exhausting. Like, just speak
it's
Indonesian to
boring,
us. Yeah. Just speak Indonesian. I don't want to think, it's too
Yeah,
tiring.
I feel this reaction too. Some of my local friends, not from Padang Sebang, just around, maybe from downtown Denpasar, they can speak perfectly English, but they don't bother themselves.
Yeah.
And when I don't understand something, I'm like, please, like, can you say in English or repeat? They look at me like, girl, how many years you live here? You already have to speak fluently, so don't boss us. And I understand it. And my position is that it's not their problem that they can speak English. That's my problem that I came to this country, and it's my problem that not people around speak English.
See, I love this mindset, and I wish more people have this mindset. Because if you come as a guest to, if you come to a foreign country, you are a guest there.
Yes.
You can't expect local people to try to treat you like a king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I decided to live in this country. It was my decision, and it's only my problem
Yeah.
that some people can't understand me.
Yeah.
They can speak, of course, we can say this is for their better future, or they have to be la la la. No, it's not I am who have to educate them or decided how's better for them. The people, everyone have decided the better way for their living. If they decided to learn English, they will do it. If they decided to learn Chinese, Japanese, they will learn it. But it's not me who must ask them as must speak English. No,
Yeah.
it's my problem.
Exactly. I love this. I'm glad you have this mindset. Because I've met a lot of people who like they would like boast to me. There was this guy. He was so proud. Like he said this to me. He was like trying to flirt with me, and then like he said this like, oh, you know what? I don't think I need to learn Indonesian. I've lived here for 10 years, and everybody just speaks English to me. And like I just stared at him, being like, and you think that's something to be proud of? That is an insult. He doesn't even try. He doesn't even want to try.
It's just about respect.
Yeah.
It's like from my side. If I'm here, you just try to match as much as possible. Don't bother people and culture and everything what's living without you.
Yeah.
You people like me, expat, you come and live. It's not our island. It's a country. This is owned by their people, and they can decide.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like I never expect somebody to be super fluent, right? I just want you to try,
Yeah, and you will get the most biggest support ever here.
Exactly.
If you start slowly speak, and it's a little bit, if I can say by my experience, just step by step, little bit, and everyone will support you in this way, and happy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of experience by countries like France, so they're very strict with their language. You have to speak perfectly or die. So they never allow you make any mistake.
Thank God. Indonesians are not like that at all.
So there is some countries on the world, they are very strict with their language. You have speak perfectly, or no one even will reply you until you will speak perfectly. I had that experience. I've been many times in France.
Crazy.
And I know those things. And if you go for some deeper cities, no one speaks English, and
That's
they
so mean, though.
treat you as, don't spoil my language. Close your mouth.
That's so mean.
Exactly, it's their culture. It's their
Wow.
culture, and we have to respect it. Or don't visit their countries.
Damn.
If you need Paris or if you need France, it's my problem again.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to be born there. Again. But here, it's the most welcome ever country which I ever met with their language. If I try to speak, I try to learn, everyone will support you.
That's so true. Indonesians are so supportive. That's what I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just love to help people, I guess so. That's just part of the culture. And, if you notice that, like, if somebody gets into an accident on the road, everybody would stop driving and try to help them. Have you ever seen that happen? I bet you have.
I have seen many times, even on viral TikTok or Reels, everyone shows stories that if someone happens, a lot of people help.
Like a lot of people. Yeah.
But sometimes, even again, based on my experience, most of the people scare you. So if you, like me, only one bully living in this area, most of the people for a long time scared you because they look at you like I'm a ghost or like I'm a monkey. I don't know. They try to be like with distance because they don't know how I act, what expected from me, and I'm absolutely understand
That's
their
interesting.
reaction.
Okay.
And they like see me like more time, like get closer, and now like we became friends. And same experience had literally a few weeks ago. I was in big supermarket, but in Dikasih exactly this supermarket suits like for local. There is very rare you can see any bule or tourist, and even all items which sell it's like local things. And something was wrong with my heart pressure and all the things. Something with my head, I just fall down.
Yeah.
And no one come to me. And I understand the thing that, okay, I just lost my condition, I fall down. And only one person was bullied on the line, on the supermarket. He saw me that I'm bullied too. And he just ran from the middle of supermarket, from the line, bring me water. But I understand that their reaction, because I'm thinking I'm only one white person was with white hair, skin there. And they look at me, maybe I don't know, with some not good condition, maybe I'm drunk or something like that. So they don't know what to do with me, as I can read their behavior. And only after security come to me, ask what's wrong with me. I said, just, I don't know, with something with heart pressure, I just lost condition and fall down. He bring me chair and I sit. And only, again, this person who stay in the line, he was another one, bully, European. He come to me later and only he talked with me that do I need taxi or do I need drive me? How is it? Maybe to go to medicine or what's this wrong? Maybe he need to go to call to ambulance and bring me some pills. What can help me?
Yeah.
So still, like, yes, I understand that everyone very helpful, but still, as I can see based on my experience, people keep distance because they're scared of us. They don't know how to act. They don't know what to do right.
Right, because if it's
Yeah.
foreign.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. What's your next question?
Yeah, we go deeply for our local life instead of the business idea.
Oh my god.
How you thinking based on your experience? Can you learn the language without understanding the culture? So culture and language come together, or you can separate, just learn language and let it be.
No, I feel like a language reflects a culture. Every single language reflects a culture, where it's from. You know, like me, let me explain this to you.
Yeah.
You know English, you know Indonesian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And of course you know Russian. But let's just compare English and Indonesian for now. English has a lot of tenses,
Yeah.
right? So they're very specific with time. There's the
Yeah.
past tense and present tense and the future tense.
And everyone for few.
Yeah, it is. It's a pain in the ass to learn it. It's so annoying, right? To learn everything. Like, see, the thing is, English is a Germanic language. It stems from Germany, like once upon a time, long last time ago. And the thing about the culture of like English-speaking countries and also Germany and like a lot of cultures in Europe as well is there's this big theme on punctuality.
Yes.
Everybody is so punctual.
On time.
Everybody's so on time. Everybody's so disciplined when it comes to time. Meanwhile, let's compare that with the Indonesian language.
Listen,
We do not have tenses at all,
now I know the answer.
right?
Exactly.
And if you notice how Indonesians are, I think there's a saying, the stereotype is Indonesians are always late to everything. And it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Some people actually get offended when I say this because they don't want to admit it, but it's true. You know that it's true. I mean, I'm late to everything. I mean, I came here 40 minutes late. And you waited for me. I'm so Indonesian at heart.
Yeah, but even like for us, yes, like in our culture, like in European culture, it's very strict. And it's like in our brain that like have to be like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
for like you guys, it's like normal things. You don't have this tricks stick in your mind. So
Yeah.
it's like flexible. And for you, it's like in culture, it's okay to be flexible.
Yeah.
It
And
doesn't matter. 5 minutes later, 10
if you want to
minutes
go
later.
to like a historical analysis on this, if you're interested in this is not about business, but about history now. So the thing about punctuality and the concept of time and how Indonesians perceive it is, I don't know which one comes first. I don't know if the grammatical structure comes first or the culture comes first, but the language really reflects the culture, because the only way to differentiate time in the Indonesian language is if you like say it out loud, like, because otherwise our sentences are just like, today I go here, tomorrow I go there, yesterday I go here. That's our language, right?
Yes.
It's that simple. And the thing with the Indonesian culture is back then, way back then, before we got colonized for 300 years,
Yes.
we've always been an agrarian nation. So agriculture is the biggest industry.
Yeah.
Like almost every single person is a farmer or owns land
Yeah.
in some sort. And Indonesian culture, we don't really measure time by the hour. We measure time by seasons, because that's what matters. when is the good time to harvest, when is the good time to sow the seeds, when is the good time to plant this and that. We don't even have a culture where we have to sit at the table and eat together as a family 3 times a day. That is a culture that we learned from Europe, from Europeans, from the Dutch. Before the Dutch came along, before the Portuguese came along, and all the foreigners came along, the way that Indonesians perceive like meals is so the traditionally the mother of the family would cook in the morning for the entire household,
Yeah.
and then she would just place the cooking on a table and just let it sit there, and anybody in the family who has time to eat can just grab some to eat.
Wow.
So
Yes.
we don't have this culture of
That's
sitting
true, yeah.
together, because the way that it works is like in the past, most people have to tend to the crops on the fields, and they sometimes they have to work together as a family. So sometimes they take turns. So the culture of sitting down together and just eating is not part of our culture originally. So that's
Exactly.
why the way that we perceive time is so different from the way that
Yeah,
Europeans
it gives me a
perceive
lot
time.
of answer, by the way. This very strong highlight.
Yeah.
In my mind, like puzzle come together for a lot of things. Even why you're so active during the night time, because during the night time everyone free and you can grab together.
Yeah.
Because all shops, all restaurants, all rooms start to be very active during the night time.
Yeah.
I'm always curious why. Why people don't eat during the day? Why you always open during the night time?
Yeah, because like the agrarian culture is like
Yes.
farmers. You notice how like farmers they get up really early in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So that's why like old people in Indonesia they have this habit of waking up at like 2 a.m.
The
3
sunrise,
a.m.
yeah.
It's
Sunrise.
Yeah, it's part
And
of the old
even
culture.
day, you don't have exactly time. Why you like sometimes not on the time, because you split day to this part, like morning, afternoon, evening. So you don't follow the exactly number. You follow the part of the day.
Exactly. See? Even the
Yes.
way that we view and
It's make a
measure a
lot of
day
sense, no.
is different from the way that Europeans say.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we cut day by the time in minutes. You cut day to the parts.
Yeah.
Same like you cut the year to the parts. Wow,
So that's it.
wow. That's so powerful highlight. I love it.
I'm glad you love it. So fun fact about Indonesian history and Indonesian culture.
So never split these things. Always follow together, and will be much easier to understand why it's work like that. And if you understand, you can easier to progress in your learning any language.
Yep.
And come back to teacher. Still, you was private my teacher. I don't care if you don't have your courses and just sell it, but still you teach me
Yeah.
private. And what you can, based on your experience, make as advice to the people who want to start learn any languages. So based on your experience, looking at your students, what you can suggest, how to make first step, how to start to learn?
Okay. So based on my experience, my personal experience may not apply to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. The best way to learn a language is to surround yourself with that language. And that can come in many forms. So I have a friend who is a French interpreter. And when it comes to English, like English movies are literally everywhere. English media is everywhere. So it's easy to surround yourself with just English, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to other languages like French, maybe Chinese, it's kind of harder to access that language on the daily if you live in Indonesia, for example. So what my friend does, this interpreter does, to refresh her knowledge and harness her, refresh her skills, she would play French news channel on the background in her house, 24/7.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not about like having to listen to every single word that's being said, but just being in that environment where you're surrounded by that language, you're bound to pick up a thing or two.
Yeah.
You're bound to notice patterns because like learning a language is not about memorization. It's about recognizing patterns. It's about picking up patterns. That's what it's about. And what I used to do with English is when I started learning and I had a friend. Well, he's still friends with me now, but like he's in Brazil, so he's Brazilian, when he came to Indonesia as an exchange student.
Mm-hmm.
This was during high school, by the way, and he stayed in my house. He didn't speak a single word in English.
Mm-hmm.
He only spoke Portuguese. We didn't know how to communicate. So the first thing that we did is we label every single furniture around the house with their names in Indonesian.
Sticker, yeah.
Yeah, with stickers, with post-it notes.
Yeah.
So surrounding yourself with a language can come in that form too. Just put the names of different objects
Very good
all over
advice.
your house
Yeah.
or all over your place of living in whatever language that you're learning. That helps.
It really helps.
It
yeah.
helps you memorize. It helps you because every time you look at a direction, you see that word.
Yes.
You're going to pick up at least one word at the end of the day,
Yeah.
without meaning to.
Exactly.
And also another thing that helps is also it depends on what kind of learning method that you doing, but what can also help you a lot is if you try to do your research. I'm a nerd, so what I like to do is if I learn something, I have to understand where it's coming from. Why is it like that? I have to understand the science behind it, and that's what I break down in my courses. So try to either read books or check out courses that are like that, like video courses that explain to you why is this like this in the language. What is the reason behind this? How do we use this? And another thing that you can do is try to find a speaking partner. Okay, but try to find a speaking partner who possibly doesn't want to learn your language. So just communicate with them in the language that you're trying to learn. Just focus on that. Yeah.
Partner in crime.
Yeah, partner in
In
crime.
language.
In language.
Partner in language. What one phrase or some saying in Indonesian that you think should know everyone or someone who start to learn?
You should have asked me this before I came here so I can really, really, really think about it. What is the phrase that I want everybody to know?
But what came first on your mind? It means will be the true answer.
Oh my god. What came in mind? The phrase that I really like and is Dikasih Hati, Minta Jantung. Try to pronounce it. Dikasih
Dikasih,
Hati,
Hati,
Minta
Minta,
Jantung.
Jantung.
Do you know the meaning of any of those words?
Don't hurt.
Wait, hold on, sorry. So figuratively it means heart, but in Indonesian, hati actually means liver.
Liver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dikasih, kasih means to give.
Give.
Yeah. Dikasih means given. So it's a passive form. Kasih means give. Dikasih means given.
Okay.
Yeah. Dikasih, hati, given a liver. Minta. You know what minta?
Want.
Yeah. Minta means ask or want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jantung.
Like Jantung.
Jantung means heart.
With heart.
So, given a liver, but then you want a heart. This is a lesson that I learned in adulthood, I guess. It's part
Yeah.
of my self-adulting. This phrase, when I was a kid, I always started what is this? But now, as an adult, I understand it more and more. It's a recurring theme in my life now. Dikasih hati,
Yeah, share.
minta jantung. So the meaning of this phrase, it means you give a person a liver,
Yeah.
they ask for a heart.
Okay, if you give something little one, after they will ask a lot of. Yeah.
Exactly. So you gotta really know your boundaries as a person, right? It's okay to be kind, but make sure that you know your limits, you know your boundaries, because givers, they give, and takers, they take. I think that's the equivalent in English. Givers give, takers take. And once somebody takes something from you, most of the time, what they will do is they would just take more and more and more. Now, see, my friends, they have always given me lecture about being too kind, because I would say that as a person, I give a lot to the people around me. If I care about you, if I love you, I will give you everything in the world. Anything that you ask, I'll try to give it to you. But and the friends that I keep close, my family, they're really kind with it, you know, and they're always like so grateful and they're kind to me. They take care of me too in return. But there are some, you know, instances where like I get to know people who, when they realize that like, oh, this person's a giver, then let's just ask for as many things as we can.
It's again like start to use without any boundaries.
Yeah. And then a taker, somebody who is a taker, all they will do to you is they take, and they will suck you dry because they don't care about you. They just want to take. What they love about you is how much they can take from you. And there's so many people who are like that in the world. And that's what I just realized. And it rings even truer the more successful that you become.
Yes,
or the
exactly.
more successful that people think you become. There will be more and more people like that around you. And you just gotta be careful, I guess. Yeah.
That's on that sad but true
Right?
yeah point. I want to say thank you so much to share these deep thoughts, to share your feelings, to share your experience based on all this journey about language, about teach people Indonesian language, be influencer, blogger, became popular, and how the story behind all this brand is going on. Thank you for being so true, so honest,
Always.
and I'm really hope our viewers will appreciate it too. Leave
hope
our
so.
comments. Subscribe to Indonesian with Lauren if you need to learn Indonesian or just refresh it, or still just support on this way, because we can like share some new big news just only coming soon. It's just the beginning. It's not even the middle way. It's just the beginning of the something very, very new, something very powerful, nice, enjoyment, and soon you will see Lauren in this new phase of her celebrity life.
Ooh. Do you want to know my stage name?
Of course, yeah. We want to know.
It is Not Your Wife.
Not your wife?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it.
You do? Because
Yes.
when people hear it, they're like, what? Are you
Not your-
serious?
not
Do you
your
really
wife.
want to call yourself that? And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, think about it. Not your wife, right?
yeah.
If you see a musician on Spotify and the musician is named Not Your Wife, would you be like, you would totally be like, who is this?
Yeah, of course I want to check it.
Yeah,
It's not my
exactly.
life.
Exactly.
Or someone
You
else.
click it.
Or who is so like
Yeah, you-
brave
of course
to
you
call
wanna.
it like that.
And if and hopefully if you know if it's successful, I would call my fans my husbands.
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. You
Yeah.
are a husband. Do you
Yeah.
love Not Your Wife? You're a husband.
Yes.
Imagine this on the shirt. Proud husband
Yes.
of Not Your Wife.
Oh my God.
You would want to wear that t-shirt because it sounds cool,
Yes.
right?
Exactly. And sometimes when you say like I'm not yours, I'm not that, I'm not, people always looking for that, because why not? Why not it's that? Why it's not my wife?
Yeah.
I want to check it. Why not?
And imagine being introduced on stage.
Yes.
Presenting Not Your Wife. Well, totally, it's not your wife. You know?
Totally, absolutely not your wife.
See?
Guys, follow for awesome news coming soon. Not your wife. Not anymore Lauren. Indonesian with Lauren. Not your wife.
Honestly, if Not Your Wife somehow becomes more successful than English with Lauren, I might just ditch it, you know? Like, but
Definitely. I have no doubt.
I don't know.
In it. I have no doubt in it. So not your wife. Not your wife.
Not Your Wife.
Not your wife.